Today, we're diving into a book that so many parents need on their nightstand. It's called Anger-Proof Parenting: How to Stop Yelling and Raise Calm, Confident Kids by Julia Bennett. This is really an explainer for any parent out there who's ever felt just completely overwhelmed and is looking for real practical ways to bring a little more peace into their home.
I mean, the book opens with this. How perfect is that? It just so perfectly captures that bizarre, out-of-body moment when you hear yourself yelling and you're just thinking, whoa, who is that person? That kind of raw honesty tells you right away this is not going to be some stuffy theoretical parenting book.
I bet it does. That feeling of just snapping, saying things you absolutely don't mean, and then you see your kid's face crumble. And all you're left with is this horrible knot in your stomach of guilt and regret and shame. It's a feeling most of us parents know way, way too well.
So, the book says, look, to move forward, we first have to get real about the parent we've become. And this isn't about judgment. Not at all. It's about taking a really compassionate look at what our daily life actually looks like. The author paints this incredibly vivid scene. You know the one. It's almost 7 p.m., you've microwaved your coffee for the 4th time, that dinner you saw on Pinterest is now a burnt sacrifice, and your toddler is having a Category 5 meltdown because their banana broke in half. It just shows, right? It's almost never one big thing. It's the 1,000 tiny paper cuts that finally make you snap. And then you get this line. And it's just this moment of pure relief. Instead of making you feel worse, the book just welcomes you into this club where it's okay to admit this is really, really hard. And yes, sometimes the only quiet place is next to the crackers and the canned soup. And here it is. This is the message that runs through the entire book, and it's so important. Yelling does not make you a bad parent. It doesn't mean you're a failure. It means you're a sleep-deprived, over-caffeinated, totally normal human being who's just trying to navigate the absolute chaos of raising kids.
Okay, so now that we've kind of sat with that reality, the book asks us to look at something a little tougher: the real cost of yelling. Because while it might feel like a release, like a quick fix in the moment, the long-term price is actually much, much higher than we think.
And here's the paradox of yelling, right? On the surface, it feels like it works. It stops the bad behavior. But the book argues that what's really happening underneath all that is we're just getting compliance that's born out of fear, not a lesson that's learned through connection.
And this is the real heart of the problem. When we yell, the unintended message our kids get isn't about what they did wrong. The message they hear is, my parents' big feelings are scary and out of control, which means my feelings don't matter. It teaches them that their own big emotions are unsafe or just not important. All right, so if yelling isn't the answer, then what is? This is where the book gets really good, shifting from just talking about the problem to giving us real, actual solutions. It offers this practical toolkit that's designed for real parents in real, messy situations. Okay, here is a perfect example of a tool you can use literally right now. It's called the box breath. Get this, it's used by Navy SEALs to stay calm in combat situations. So if it can help them under fire, it can definitely help you when you find marker all over the new sofa. It's simple, it's fast, and it actually works.
Here's another fantastic tool: the 5-4-3-2-1 grounding method. When you feel that anger starting to bubble up and spiral, this technique basically forces your brain to hit the brakes and reconnect to the present moment by using your senses. It's like a little reset button you can push anytime, anywhere.
You see, these tools aren't just a bunch of random tips. They're all part of a complete roadmap for transformation. The whole goal is to literally reroute those old, tired brain pathways, away from yelling and toward connection, away from anger and toward awareness, and to finally turn all that chaos into calm.
And this brings us to what might just be the most profound idea in the entire book. The work you're doing to manage your own anger, it's not just about making your house a little more peaceful today. It is about something so much bigger. It's about changing a legacy. Just let that sink in for a second. This completely reframes the whole effort, doesn't it? Every single time you pause instead of pouncing, every time you take a breath instead of barking, you are actively breaking a cycle.
You're rewriting your family's emotional story and giving your kids a brand new blueprint for how to handle their own big feelings. And that is a gift that will last them their entire lives.
This quote just captures the book's ultimate, most relieving message. The goal here isn't perfection. It's not about becoming some Zen master who never gets frustrated. It's about being a real, authentic parent who messes up sometimes, owns it, fixes the connection, and then just keeps on trying. That is what our kids really, truly need from us.
So the book leaves us with this final question to think about. It's no longer about who am I afraid I'm becoming. Instead, it's about making a conscious choice. Who do I want to be? And anger-proof parenting really does offer a clear, compassionate, and super practical path to help you become that parent.